where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini-golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here on PeaceMaker Gaming. It's the Slingshot Sim Racing Series 130 laps of racing action here from the beautiful Kansas Speedway. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to get a better finish than what we saw Sunday evening, but I know these guys are going to put on one wild show, and what I'm telling you, it could be another photo finish. We've seen it here over the last couple weeks in the series, and we may see it again here this evening, just like we saw Kyle Larson do on Sunday over, what was it, 1/1000th of a second to pick up the checkered flag. It could come down to that 1/1000th of a second here this evening for this win. Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson coming in showing the love. Says hello, my boy Aaron. Hello, Mama Bear. How are you, Mama Bear? Coming in showing the big love with the heart reaction. Andrew Hainsley coming in with the like and the share. Buckrack Motorsports with that share as well. Bryce Dickinson, Brycey Bear coming in with the heart reaction and the share here on the broadcast as we get ready to set these drivers loose. We get ready to go Green Flag Racing. Everyone's locked in and are ready to roll here on the front straightaway as we'll get ready for our starting lineup. Starting on the pole in the number 49 ride, he picked up the checkered flag last week at Dover International Speedway. It's the 49 of Joe Hudson. He's outside. In the 44 ride, it's the Sim Motion machine. That is John Ross. And then we see the 19, the Anything EC machine of Sean Jessic. Is outside the 71. It's Greg O'Berry. The 91 ride, Keith Hackney starting there in position number 5 in the Papa Mike Promotions ride. We see Adam Pettit, Daniel Doe, Zach Lockett, John Fowler, and Christian Delgado rounding out our top 10. Christopher DeWald, Lane Phillips, Nathan Smith, Timothy Stubblefield, Joey Gattina, Doug Roth, John McNeil, Blake Murray, and Chris Smith are top 20 here in this one as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly Green Flag Racing here from Kansas Speedway. Joe Hudson out in front. He's going to lead us out of corner number 2 here. Up into the outside wall ever so slightly goes that 44, John Roth. See, nice moves here early on. The Anything EC rider, Sean Jessic, up into second. Here comes Keith Hackney taking a look underneath that Sim Motion. Number 44 ride is Hackney looking to try to work himself up towards the front of the field here. Hackney had a very good car last week at Dover, possibly the car to beat. Had a little bit of contact, just slight contact into his back bumper, and unfortunately broke that rear end. A toe link break, and that sent him behind pit wall and out of contention. He's looking for better fortunes here this evening. Some great racing here at the front of the field as Joe Hudson continues to lead the way in the American number 49 ride. What are we looking at? It's a little bit more of a Brewster Baker kind of paint scheme on that 49 ride. It's kind of the vibes I'm getting off that machine. A little bit of Brewster Baker, or what's it, American? Ameritron? battery, something like that on the side of that car. As we go back throughout the field here, we take a look at some of the drivers moving up inside the top 20 now. John McNeil there in 17th. Michael Madden down to his inside. We saw Michael Madden pick up the championship here on Peacemaker Gaming last night in the HCK Eagles Truck Series after picking up the win at Old Atlanta and securing the bag and securing not only the checkered flag, but that championship. Huge congratulations again to Michael Madden. Looking to see if he can have a good run here this evening and back in action one night after being crowned the champion there on the HCK Eagles. We see Chris Smith out there. He's in the 20th position as Blake Murray right there in front of him. The House of Speed and LR Papa Mike Promotions number 83 ride. Looking fresh out there on the racetrack. We see James McRae and some contact. Look out. I don't know. That might have been, who was that went around? Was that Jeremy Vaughn? Oh, no. Jeremy Vaughn running into issues here early in the race, and we will see our first caution flag. A tough break here for his Toyota Camry. I'm not sure what may have happened or how this may have transpired, as looks like he gets a good run down on the bottom side of the racetrack and fortunately rolls up on the back end of the 21 ride a little too quick and fortunately gets hard up into that outside fence. Heavy damage there for the 2 ride of Jeremy Vaughn, and that may take him back down pit lane and trying to get that car repaired and back out onto the racetrack as William McKellar coming in showing the love here this evening with the heart reaction. Papa Mike with that heart and the share. Jeff Dickinson coming in with the heart reaction as well, as McKellar says the 41 couldn't make it for the race tonight. Wife gave birth last night, but we are rooting for the 45 if he was able to make the race and the 20. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get a huge shout out here to William McKellar bringing in his brand new baby last night. Brother, listen, you got to miss a race for something important like that. Life happens, and trust me, when it's something like that, I would be very upset at you if you were here tonight not being with the newborn and with your wife, man. Huge congratulations. Hopefully mom and baby are both doing really, really good. Hopefully everyone is happy and healthy, and you know, I can't wait to see another friendly face watching the races and maybe being a new fan of Peacemaker Gaming and watching you out there on the racetrack doing your thing here in the future. As we do see some early pit stops, drivers headed down pit side, including the 49 ride of Joe Hudson. So some early pit strategy here, and our race leader comes down pit side. We saw the pit strategy pay off for him last week at Dover. Came on strong very, very late, made a late race pit stop. Same with pretty much everybody else, and he was able to hold on and pick up the checkered flag. So already some early pit stops happening here for some of these drivers. As you look back throughout the rest of the field here, you see the 97 ride. Sean Cozier there in 22nd position. James Smith, Russell Martin Jr. there in that Buckcrack Motorsports number 20 ride. Ronald Lousy there in the 15. Ty Dickinson in the Michelob Ultra. Black Diamond Mafia, Papa Mike Promotions, E&D Farms ride. That is the 67 of Ty Dickinson. Right there behind him, the 84 ride. It's another Papa Mike Promotions machine. That's the E&D Farms Warrior Raps ride. That is the Dirty Monkey Motorsports ride of Bryce Dickinson. Joe Hudson going to come out of the pits right there behind the Dickinson boys as he'll line up in the 27th position. Then we see Doug Sigmund, Gary Wright, Cody DeForge. A beautiful paint scheme there for the pin stack number 1 ride of Gary Wright. Very retro throwback paint scheme on that ride. And then you see the Race City Racing memorabilia number 24 of Cody DeForge. Huge shout out to Race City Racing memorabilia being one of the main sponsors here with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. And I know Cody's got a lot of fans in the stands cheering him on, hoping for a good night here out of that 24 ride. Charles Barnes out there on the racetrack, as well as the Team No Love. That's an oldie right there. The Team No Love 21C machine. That is Charles Barnes out there on the racetrack. He's got Andrew Ainsley in the Sonic Graphic Designs right there to his outside. Leroy Koblenz, Rick Kennedy Jr., and Jeremy Vaughn bring up the rear of the field here for our 35-car field this evening. Unfortunately, the 2 ride getting collected in that first caution flag. Yo, Casey! What's good, Casey? My boy, Mr. Duran, coming in showing the love here in this one. The heart reaction says, what up, Casey? How are you, my dude? How are you this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day. Annie Rivers coming in. Annie Rivers coming in. Some matching that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. Annie, hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day. And hopefully you're ready to watch some amazing racing action as we are back to Green Flag Racing. Quickly, the 44 wide of John Ross out in front here. Ross leading the way down through quarter number 1 and out of quarter number 2. He's looking to try to open up a bit of a lead as here comes Greg O'Berry. Oh, contact! Hang on to it. Sean Jessic is going to go for a ride. I do believe Greg O'Berry may also be going for a spin right now as we do see 2 drivers going around. I do believe that will bring the caution flag directly back out as you do see O'Berry going for a spin there as well. Oh no, 2 tough competitors at the front of the field running into issues there at a quarter number 2. Close quarters here at the front of the field, and unfortunately the Anything EC ride is going to find out the hard way right here as the Sparkle and Shine Build Submarines machine. Looks like the 91 ride of Hackney kind of goes up the racetrack here. I think he almost gets up into the outside fence, really has to roll out of the throttle. You do see him get into the outside fence ever so slightly right there. And that's what gets the 19 ride kind of into him, bounces off the 91 ride and down the racetrack here. And luckily enough, no major contact. A little contact right there with that inside wall, but luckily enough, nothing too major there. But we did see the 71 rider, Greg O'Berry, our second place driver. He gets a piece of this as well. I'm not sure if he just gets loose. Looks like he just gets loose and loose the rear end coming out of quarter number 2 as well, and trying to correct it, almost overcorrects it back up in front of the field, and then he just a little weeble wobble there. Masses down the back straightaway and then finally loses it in the Liberty Flames, Liberty University ride. Going to go backwards here down the back straightaway as well. Luckily enough, no contact there for the 71 ride, so he'll be able to get that car quickly back out onto the racetrack and unfortunately have to use a set of tires early in this race as we will get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing in just a few more moments. Casey says, won't let me send stars. Oh my gosh, Casey! Brother, my boy, you might have to back out and come back in. Sometimes that's an issue, or maybe sometimes you got to close out of the Facebook app and go back into it if you're on your cell phone. If you're on your PC, there's usually not a whole lot of issues there, but yeah, usually that's a bug that's happening, and that's usually what the bug is. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are enjoying the racing action, don't forget, make sure to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on the YouTube channel. As we continue to keep on trying to grow that YouTube channel more and more every single day, make sure you guys go over, check us out. If you're not already subscribed to that YouTube channel, make sure you guys hop over there and make sure you hit that subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family over on the YouTube channel here this evening. As we continue to grow more and more on every channel, we look to keep on growing not only ourselves but every single league that we broadcast in. Trust me, we keep on growing more and more every day. Keep on getting more and more people wanting to put on shows, wanting to, have races and broadcasts and everything else. A lot of times we don't have enough time in the day, but we try to get everybody in as much as possible. Try to get as much content out there for everybody to enjoy as we possibly can. And YouTube is really going to be something that we want to start pushing more and more going towards the future here. We'd really like to try to get that YouTube channel growing quite a bit and seeing some great engagement, likes, comments, everything else over there, new members joining, and see if we can try to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark and then keep on growing from there and keep on creating amazing videos. We'll also share them over to YouTube as well, but it's going to be pretty awesome. The cars handle really well here, gets you into a false sense of security. Good to see that 14 out front. I know he has hasn't had the best season so far. Good to be out ahead, but can hear clear that 44 is one fast cat. Yeah, the 44 ride is right now out in front. He's the race leader. That is John Ross, and yeah, he's a fast cat at the front of the field here. And you see that 14 ride, Daniel Doe, now up into position number 2 on the track here as well. Daniel, definitely has had a very, lackluster start to the season. He's gotten collected in quite a few wrecks. John Ross has been right there with them. We saw Christian Delgado get a couple very good finishes here in that Christian Boss 13 at ttv.com. Number 31 ride has some great finishes. And same with Hackney. We saw Hackney early in the season come home in P2 at Atlanta. Since then, he's had a lot of struggles in that 91 ride, whether it's been internet connection or just getting collected in little contact here, little contact there, like we saw last week at Dover. So the whole field, you could go through pretty much the whole field, and there's been a lot of drivers that have had some very big highs, some very, very low lows, and a lot of drivers that have had very tough luck to start this season, that is for certain. But we'll keep on trucking along. We'll keep on seeing drivers continue to get better and better week after week as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. As out in front, the 44 of John Ross is going to see that green flag fly once again. He's quickly onto the lap pedal, gets a great jump there in the outside lane. Christian Delgado going to go right there with him. Is Delgado in position number 2 here, looking for a big run off of corner number 2 as Daniel Doe is going to settle in there in third. He's got Keith Hackney right there behind him. Christopher DeWall trying to work himself now up into position number 5 here as he slides by the 46 of Adam Pettit. Good to see Pettit up towards the front of the field here once again. And here comes the number 43 rider, Doug Roth as well. Doug looking to have himself a very good day at the racetrack in this Scary Strokes 43 machine as he's up into position number 6. Interesting to see if we can see Doug Roth make it up onto a podium here again this season. Well, this evening for that number 43 ride. Michael Madden, currently our hard charger out there on the racetrack, up 11 positions on the track already. He's at 17 ride. It's on the move to the front of the field, now up inside the top 10, slides in there in the 8th position. Zach Lockett right there behind him in the 93 ride as he's sporting the New Jersey Devils paint scheme. What in the world is that? The New Jersey Devils. Come on now, Zach. Come on now. The New Jersey Devils. My gosh. My gosh. That's awful, awful choice of teams. No, I'm just kidding. New Jersey's got some good young guns on their team, but I'm a Flyers fan through and through. I gotta support my my boys in the orange and black, and we can't cheer on other hockey teams. Maybe Colorado, and that's just because my best friend is a Colorado fan. So we'll cheer them on for the postseason when we're not in there. See Lane Phillips right there behind him as well. Another new paint scheme here for the House of Speed. Pump My Promotions Next Level Racing rides as the 54 ride's going to slide underneath the Zach Lockett. Moves Zach back to position number 10. And Lane Phillips now into that 9th spot. He's trying to bring his teammate right there with him as the 99 rider, Nathan Smith, a previous winner here in the series, picked up the win in that House of Speed. Pump My Promotions NLR ride at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and he's looking to try to maybe pick up win number 2 on the season. He's got John McNeil, Timothy Stubblefield. There's the Stubbs Nation ride. Is Stubblefield in that 13th position. Newcomer to the series, another House of Speed machine. That is the 83 of Blake Murray out there on the racetrack. Then we see James McRae, the Popeye 7 ride. Chris Smith, John Fowler in his Dirty Monkey Motorsports JP Designs number 11 ride, looking fresh out there on the racetrack here as he's got Cody DeForge gonna go 3 wide there off quarter number 2, and here comes the pair of Fast Cats, 2 drivers that were right there at the front of the field. Brought out that second caution flag. You see Sean Jessic in that 19 ride back up inside the top 20, and right there behind him you see the 10 of James Smith and the 71 of Greg O'Berry. We just saw Sean Jessic and Greg O'Berry go for loop-de-loops at a corner number 2 before that during that last caution flag to bring the yellow out, and here they are working themselves back up towards the top 20 on the racetrack. So some great racing here just inside the top 20, just outside the top 20 right now. See Bryce Dickinson right there in the mix, as well as Leroy Koblitz, Russell Martin Jr., Gary Wright, Ty Dickinson, Andrew Ainsley, Rick Kennedy, and Charles Barnes are top 30 on the racetrack. The beat-up number 2 rider, Jeremy Vaughn, Joe Hudson, our pole sitter, all the way back here in that 32nd position. Joey Gattina and Doug Sigmund right there with them. As Joe Hudson was able to use some strategy last week. See, fuel saving and trying to save tires, trying to save fuel, possibly trying to do the same strategy again here this evening. As we saw him out in front, he was able to lead a few laps early in this race, and very, very quick car getting that pole position, but Meyer back here in 32nd. We did see him go down pit side, though, during the last 2 caution flags, our only 2 caution flags of the evening, and get some fuel into that car. So definitely already thinking strategy game here out of that 49 ride. So very interesting to see some strategy moves already coming into play. As out in front, John Ross continuing to lead the way as my boy Casey Durant. Casey coming in, setting it off with the 50-star dono, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. I appreciate you, Casey, coming in, showing the love with the 50-star dono, brother. I appreciate you coming in, showing the love here again this evening. Absolutely insane, dude. Absolutely insane. Is John Ross. He's feeling insane right now as he continues to lead the way here in this one. Keith Hackney, Christian Delgado, Christopher DeWald, and Doug Roth are top 10 out there on the racetrack. Adam Pettit there in 6, Michael Madden there in 7, Zach Lockett, Daniel Doe, Lane Phillips are top 10 out there on the racetrack. All of them looking to try to park themselves into victory lane here at Kansas Speedway. We got a lot of racing left to go, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of laps, a lot of drivers battling out there on the racetrack as PR says, let's go, number 43. Cheered on Doug Roth over there on the YouTube channel. Cheered on that number 43 ride as Doug Roth looking to have himself a very, very excellent, a very exciting day here at the racetrack. And he's been moving through the field. So has Michael Madden, though. Just a couple spots back there behind him. They're both into double digits now on the advancement board here. So they've been moving to the front of the field. Very, very fast rides out there on the racetrack. You'll see Cody DeForge up 11 spots on the track as well. He's up into the 18th position on the racetrack right now. So some good moves early by Cody DeForge as well in that Race City Racing memorabilia number 24 ride. If anyone is in the market for any, die-cast NASCAR cars, make sure you guys check out Race City Racing memorabilia over on Facebook. You guys gotta check them out, give them a like, give them a follow. If you want to get in on some of the action, get yourself either a custom made cup car, truck car, Xfinity car, whatever you want. Those guys can hook you up, point you in the right direction, and get you what you're looking for, whether it's a custom die-cast car or if you want something of your favorite driver in the series or favorite driver in the real NASCAR Cup Series as well. So you're going to have lots of different opportunities here, as we have seen one driver come down pit side, a couple more as well, as unfortunately for Sean Cozier in the Anything EC machine coming down pit side early in this one. So I'm not sure if an unscheduled pit stop for that 97 ride or if this is part of his strategy to come down a little bit early. Is the Car Candy Anything EC Sparkle and Shine Mustang coming down pit side, the first car to do it here during the green flag conditions, and unfortunately that will put him a lap down out there on the racetrack, and that's unfortunate as we do see Keith Hackney jumping out in front here. Where did the 44 ride disappear to? What's happened to John Ross? Did John Ross come down pit side? Where is he? Here he is. No, John Ross is still out in front. For some reason, it was showing him way back at about the 20th position. Okay, that scared me for a minute. John Ross is still the race leader. Hackney there in second. You can see him using that outside lane right up against the outside wall, trying to find as much momentum and speed as he can in that 91 ride. Christian Delgado right there with him. Christopher DeWald there in fourth. And Doug Roth rounding out our top 5 as we roll over just over 30 laps into this race. 100 laps of racing action left to go as Jared Kern coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Jared? Jared coming in, some matching that thumbs up here on the broadcast as we'll get ready for a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. it up here for a beautiful cranking up section as out in front. John Ross picking right up where he left off as the Sim Motion. Number 44 ride out in front, continuing to lead the way here at Kansas Speedway. This number 44 ride is absolutely gone. He is shot out of a cannon as man, oh man, oh man. He is out to a 2.4 second advantage between himself and Keith Hackney. Man, that is a big gap between our first and second place drivers. Hackney back there in second with Christian Delgado right there on his back bumper. Just a car length of the bit between second and third here on the racetrack. You see Adam Pettit there in position number 4 and Christopher DeWald, our top 5 here on the racetrack. Doug Roth there in 6. James McRae been working himself up through the field here as he's there in 7. Zach Lockett in 8th, and the 19 ride continues to work himself back up towards the front of the field here. Sean Jessic, who brought out that second caution flag of the day, is contact there into the outside fence for our 9th place driver, Blake Murray. Murray heavy damage on the 83 ride after getting up, pancaking the outside wall there. He's going to have to try to build up momentum. Unfortunately, now sliding outside the top 10, all the way back now into the 13th position. Is that allowed? Zach Lockett, Daniel Doe, Nathan Smith, Michael Madden, now James Smith to all get around him here. Smith up into that 13th position, up 13 spots on the racetrack. As we see some green flag pit stops starting to happen here. John Ross, our race leader, down pit side. Our 3rd place driver, Christian Delgado, also down pit side here. More drivers also joining them. The 93 is Zach Lockett. Blake Murray also coming down pit side. Leroy Koblenz, Greg O'Barry, Chris Smith, all down pit road. Here comes Bryce Dickinson. Man, pit road, a busy place out there on the racetrack. Is out in front. Keith Hackney going to stay out on the track here. He's going to elect to run at least another lap as Adam Pettit quickly dives down pit side. Here comes Daniel Doe, Nathan Smith, Michael Madden, all coming down pit side as well. So green flag pit stops underway as Craig Michael Deacon coming in showing the love, says, let's go Grip Hackney. Cheered on this 91 ride, our new race leader here at Kansas Speedway. As the Grip Hackney Live House of Speed Papa Mike Promotions, Heartland Harley Davidson number 1 ride heads down pit side here. Really getting a little loose there, trying to get down the apron and get woed up to head down pit lane and not be too fast on his pit road entry here. That's one thing you got to be very, very careful of. You don't want to speed down pit side. You don't want to make any mistakes, especially during green flag conditions, as that can send you back down pit side or sitting down there in your pit stall for multiple seconds here with penalties. So it's going to be interesting to see if everyone can make it through there without having to come down pit side for a second time. Yo, PJ Popham, PJ coming in with the like on the stream. Mike coming in as well. Jablanca coming in with the thumbs up here on the broadcast. Bree, my girl Bree coming in, showing the love with the like as well. How are you, Bree? Craig Michael Deacon, my boy. How are you as well? Coming in, so mashing the thumbs up here in this one. Alex Dean, my boy, Whiskey and Grit. Alex coming in, showing the love with the thumbs up on the broadcast as well. How are you, Mr. Mr. Whiskey and Grit in the house, in the his zizzle. Hopefully you're doing well, brother. As here you go, Christopher DeWald down pit side now as well. So that makes our top 5 all down pit side here. Green flag pit stops coming and going in a quick hurry as drivers decisively making their trips down pit side as James McRae still out on the racetrack here. He was running some very good lap times there before coming down pit road, but unfortunately the fall off is quite a bit here at the racetrack. And unfortunately for him, I think he's going to come down pit side. See Sean Jessic staying out though. He's going to run another lap, this time by the start finish line. His lap time was a 32.52, a very good lap time for late in the game here. If you look at drivers that came down pit side, they're running 31 seconds. 31 22s, 31 34s. So these drivers are running the very low end of the 31 second bracket where Jessic's running, 32 and a half seconds, 33 seconds. So he's losing a second or better every single lap staying out on the racetrack. But what he can do is Hope for a caution flag. Maybe see if he can catch some of these drivers a lap down. Kind of give him a free pit stop here and get you a lot of drivers back behind him and a lap down, especially if he can roll this a little bit longer without coming down pit side. Could definitely help him out. James Smith out there as well in the second spot. Now with Smith there in position number 2. You can see that 91 rider Keith Hackney catch him in a quick hurry. He can send it into the corner a lot harder than the 10 ride, and that's really where you see the tires make that difference, as you do see Sean Jessic make his way down pit side. Here comes James Smith. Smith missed pit commitment cone there. That could be a big penalty for the 10 ride. Those are the mistakes we were saying you cannot make out there on the racetrack in down pit side. And for James Smith, he may get an extra penalty there for missing pit lane entry, missing that commitment cone, and that could really hurt him. The JB Designs Toyota, the 11 machine, the Dirty Monkey Motorsports rider John Fowler down pit side. Here is Sean Jessic also down pit road in the 19 ride, getting more work done to his ride as he'll roll back out onto the racetrack. And you saw John Fowler come in before James Smith, and I do believe Smith missing. Yeah, he's parked here for a little bit, so the penalty really hurting this number 10 ride, but he may be saved as the caution flag is going to fly. That may catch him a lap or two down, which may be a heartbreaker, but we do see the yellow flag come out, as it looks like Cody DeForge and James McRae running into some issues here. We'll have to see how this one shakes out, where everyone lines up, as that could make things very interesting as you see that 24 ride rolling out there on the racetrack. And unfortunately here, a big run out of the 7 ride, and it's like he's going to go 3 wide, and they just kind of run out of room. They kind of get into each other there a little bit. The 7 ride kind of plays pinball there in the middle, and they both go for a slide and stop there just in front of our flag stand. A quick, easy call there to throw that yellow flag for our flag man. See the 7 ride trying to get going again there, and that will bring out the caution flag. So very interesting turn of events here from Kansas Speedway. During green flag pit stops, we see the yellow come out, and that is not what you want to see here. If you're a lot of these drivers that may be stuck 2 laps down right now, if you're stuck 1 lap down, luckily enough, you may be able to get the wave around, but I don't think that they really will be able to, as John Ross was able to get his lap back. A couple of those drivers coming down pit side, he was able to get back on the lead lap. So wasn't Christian Delgado, Adam Pettit, and Keith Hackney were all able to get back onto the lead lap here. Sean Jessic, I also do believe, is off the racetrack. There is Sean Jessic, is also on the lead lap. I do believe Zach Lockett, Daniel Doe are all also on the lead lap as well. Christopher DeWald, Michael Madden, John McNeil, all these drivers looking to get those wave arounds and back on the lead lap here. And first car 1 lap down may be the 11 ride here at John Fowler. He may be getting that free pass, though. Have to wait and see how it all plays off. Doug Roth also may be down a lap. James Smith, Cody DeForge, Bryce Dickinson, Lane Phillips, Nathan Smith, Charles Barnes, Sean Cozier, all might be stuck a lap down. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out, as John Ross will reconsume the race lead here. Now the big thing is that they are going to have quite a lot less tire than what the drivers that stayed out on the racetrack had. So these guys ran 5-10 laps out there on the track before that caution flag. And I do believe John Ross, even though he will be our race leader, that may unfortunately put him into a tough situation with drivers with fresh tires right there behind him, as John Ross, Christian Delgado, Adam Pettit, Keith Hackney, Sean Jessic, all drivers that were down pit side here during the green flag pit stops and were able to get their laps back. Joey Gattina, the first car on the racetrack with the brand new fresh set of tires in that Good Wrench number 8 ride. He's going to be restarting in the 6th position. Jeremy Vaughn there in 7th. Joe Hudson making some of those strategy moves as well. He's there in 8th. Zach Lockett will be in the 9th spot. Gary Wright in 10th. Andrew Ainsley there in 11th. Doug Sigmund in 12th. And then Daniel Doe a little farther back here even though they were able to get that free pass, they will line up behind a lot of these lap down cars. And unfortunately for the 14 ride, he is going to be one of them, and maybe sitting deeper in the field than he was anticipating. But luckily enough, they should be able to get back onto the lead lap here. Yo, Slingshot Sim Racing coming in with that like and the share on the broadcast. My boy John Fowler coming in, showing the love here as well with the like and the share as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a huge shout out to John Fowler for all the work he does behind the scenes here, making everything happen. I know he's got a very good admin crew that help him out and help him get these shows. But man, it's all down to John Fowler putting these races on, bringing this league together, and having all these drivers out there on the racetrack. So huge shout out to John Fowler, huge shout out to Slingshot Sim Racing, which is his league, and huge shout out as well to our main sponsor on the Slingshot Sim Racing series here. That's Race City Racing Memorabilia. Unfortunately for the 24 ride, he did get collected there in that last caution flag, and a tough break for that Race City Racing Memorabilia 24 Camry, as fortunately there for Tony DeForge, stuck back in the 30th spot. He is scored a lap, maybe 2 down here, so it's going to be a tough break there for that 24 ride. So we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one. The lights are off the official iRacing safety vehicle, and we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. John Ross out in front has Christian Delgado down to his inside. Then we see Adam Pettit, Keith Hackney there in row 2. Joey Gattina, Sean Jessic, Jeremy Vaughn, Joe Hudson, last week's winner, there in 8th. Gary Wright, brand new paint scheme here for the 1 ride, there in 9th. And Andrew Hainsley in the Sonic Graphic Designs ride, rounding out our top 10 here in this one, as things are already getting pretty dicey and pretty riled up here. After that caution flag to really lock down a lot of these drivers, see them single file deeper in the field here. Oh, contact off the restart! The big one on the front straightaway. Hackney's tied up in it. Heavy contact there for Keith Hackney. See Grango Berry with damage. Oh no, I do believe Sean Jessic also getting collected in that one. Oh, brother, a lot of damage, a lot of tore up race cars. Once again, as cautions breeding cautions, and this restart did not go to plan here for a lot of drivers down across the line, and we will take a look back at it and see what happened here. This one happened in a quick hurry. We'll keep an eye on the 91 ride of Keith Hackney, as I think this is where things really get a try here. It's down through the Geico restart zone. They all get onto the lap pedal. They all start cruising, and I think maybe just contact here between the 31 ride and the 91. I don't think the 31 rider, Christian Delgado, realized he was either running out of room there with the 91 ride, or that he wasn't clear of them. And unfortunately, Keith was right up there, and just that contact fortunately gets the 91 ride super loose, then up into the outside fence. The 8 ride, nowhere to go right there. Heavy damage for the 8. The 19 ride, see the 49, our last week's winner, Joe Hudson, also collected in that one. He's going to get tied right up, T-boned with that 8 ride and into the outside fence. So, man, that is a tough break right there. This is the luck that Keith Hackney's had here for multiple weeks, and he just hasn't been able to catch a break. As on the restart, we'll get another look at it right here. Really see. So Hackney's in that outside lane right now. I don't think he comes down. I think the 31 ride just travels up the racetrack, probably trying to get door to door with the 91 ride to kind of take the air off of him here. Unfortunately, just keeps on traveling, gets up a little bit too high, and see him right there into the numbers on the 91 ride, and just gets him loose and then into the fence. And then from that point on, it's on like Donkey Kong. And unfortunately, a lot of drivers getting tore up in this one, as you see the 19 ride head down the racetrack in through the grass. The 2 ride of Jeremy Vaughn right there with him, going sliding through the grass here at Kansas Speedways. Man, that was a tough break right there for a lot of these drivers. Some tough breaks out there, and Luckily enough, not a whole lot of other drivers were collected in this one, but a lot of our front runners here on the restart getting tore up right there as we will get locked, stocked, and loaded and ready to go back to green flag racing as Anthony Garp coming in with the like and the share on the broadcast said, did he blow it up on the start? No, unfortunately he didn't blow it up. He just a little contact right there, and an unfortunate break for Keith Hackney. I'm sure the Hackney ride is going to be very upset about the outcome of that one, and definitely not going to be very appreciative of the contact between himself and that 31 rider. Second and third place drivers on the racetrack coming together there, but this is a good time as we look back through the field here and see drivers on the move forwards, backwards, and we saw one driver unfortunately have some unfortunate breaks throughout this race, but had a very good start. The Scary Strokes 43 machine of Doug Roth currently scored in the 23rd position on the racetrack. We'll see him possibly get back on the lead lap here, so a good break for that Scary Strokes arcade number 43 as we're going to get a quick word in from our sponsors over at Scary Strokes as you guys can get a look at everything Scary Strokes has to offer.
Where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirt and fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with a cool surprise. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish game over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes.
Alrighty, there is a great look there at Scary Strokes. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys check them out over on Facebook. Make sure you check out any of their videos over on YouTube, and make sure you go check them out in person. I know one of these days I'll be making the trip down. I'll be checking out Scary Strokes. That is for certain, man. Looks like a fun place to play as these drivers are getting ready to play once again as we roll up towards halfway in and halfway to go in this race is the Sim Motion 44 ride out in front. That's John Ross leading the way. Down to his inside is the 29 ride of Andrew Hainsley. Then we see the 04 of Doug Sigmund, Zach Lockett, John McNeil, the 82 of Christopher DeWalt, Ty Dickinson, Leroy Copeland, Timothy Stubblefield, and Chris Smith. Our top 10 here in this one as we are back with green flag racing this time. Make it a little farther than the start-finish line here on this restarting quickly. John Ross picking right up where he left off here before those green flag pit stops, and that is out in front. Even though the drivers back there behind him may have a few laps better tires on their rides, this 44 machine is still absolutely out in front and trying to pull away here. The 93 ride of Zach Lockett trying to hang right there with him, trying to stay somewhat in the tire tracks, trying to get away from him there a little bit to maybe not get some of that dirty air on the front of his nose, trying to look for that clean air, and unfortunately he doesn't find a whole lot of it in the 44 ride and stretch out his lead just ever so slightly over the 93 machine. It's John McNeil there in 30. See Andrew Hainsley trying to hold on there to that fourth spot on the racetrack. Christopher DeWalt there in fifth, and Ty Dickinson in the Michelob Ultra Black Diamond Mafia Sweet Tea Gang Papa Mike Promotions E&D Farms number 67 right there in the sixth position, having himself a day here. That 67 right up inside the top 10, looking at trying to work himself inside the top 5 here in this one. Timothy Stubblefield, the Stubbs Nation 92 right there in 7th. And they see Adam Bennett, Leroy Copeland, Doug Smith, our top 10, and the caution flag will be displayed here once again. So the yellow flag gonna come back out here in this one, and I'm not sure where this one may have started. Looking like Daniel Doe may have gotten collected in this one. Sean Cozier possibly in there as well. We will take a look back as the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC machine on the outside lane here. Almost gets up into the outside fence. Oh, he collects Doug Roth hard into that right rear quarter panel. Oh, hard hit right there for Sean Cozier as well, man. That is a tough break in. Couple heavy hits right there for Sparkle and Shine Anything EC rides in a tough break for Doug Roth. We were just talking about him, and unfortunately, the Scary Strokes ride just gets that contact right there into that right rear, sends him right into the outside fence. Unfortunately, heavy damage there for Doug Roth. Heavy damage for Daniel Doe. They come together as well again down the back straightaway here, and you see we're just kind of glued together. Rolling down the back straight away, and then Doe trying to jump up and off of the 43 ride. Unfortunately, that's right into the lap of the 97 of Sean Cozier. Some pretty heavy contact there for him. Some good contact as well for the Race City Racing memorabilia number 24 ride is Cody DeForge as well. So, couple tough breaks out there on the racetrack. Couple heavy hits, and fortunately for some drivers, nowhere to go out there on the racetrack as we'll jump right on board this 97 ride and get a good look here as he heads down the back straightaway. He sees the smoke, trying to guess on which way to go. Shoots for the middle, unfortunately. That's right where the 14 ride's parked, and yeah, outcome of that one. And man, that's a tough break for Sean Cozier, just looking to have a decent day at the track. Fortunately, just running out of room out there on the track, and nowhere really for him to go, and it's a big hit right there. Take another look at it here, get another angle at what happens to the 97. He's going to go down low and then decide to try to shoot the middle, and just didn't work out for him, and nowhere to go. Hard into another Anything EC ride out there on the racetrack. You never want to do that as you get into a teammate. And heavy contact there for him as we will get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a little bit as Michael Dickinson, brother Mike, coming in, showing the love with the heart reaction. How are you, Michael? Michael coming in, showing the big love here in this one with the heart reaction. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys haven't already, you guys have been enjoying the racing action. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments. The racing action will pick back up, and we will get right back into all of the madness here this evening in just a little bit as we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. We're going to jump right on board here with the number 67 ride of Ty Dickinson for this restart. So we're going to jump on to the helmet cam here, watch him go through the gears up to top speed, see what this 67 ride can do on the restart. As I'm going to get a quick drink into me, and then we'll get ready for this restart. Dickinson now down into that second gear. The RPMs go up, the heart rates go up, and we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here from Kansas Speedway. Lap 70 up on the board. We're going to be 70 laps down, 50 laps left to go. Or actually 60 laps left to go here after the Green Flag flies. So 64 laps left in this race. We're going to get ready to crank it up here on board with Ty Dickinson as we go through the gears and crank it up here on PeaceMaker Crew. here. Again, unfortunate break here for the ride of Jeremy Vaughn, as Vaughn going to get collected in this one. Sean Cozier going to get into another one as well, as Cozier hard into the back end of the 2 ride. After that caution flag was already thrown, a couple of tough hits right there, some tore up race cars, as we will take a look back and see what happened here to the 2 ride of Jeremy Vaughn, as him and the 4 ride battling here. Unfortunately, they're going to make a little bit of contact, and they make contact up into the outside fence. They both go. Heavy damage there for that 2 ride. Up Jeremy Vaughn, then Vaughn, as he gets stopped on the track, tries to get that car going here once again, rolls down the track here towards the apron, and unfortunately for the 97 ride, just couldn't get out of the way quick enough, and just right into the back end of the 2 ride to make matters even worse for Jeremy Vaughn. As we'll take a look back at this one, I'm not sure what may have happened. Just looks like the 4 ride just gets a little loose here, coming out of corner number 4, and unfortunately for the 4 ride, as he comes down the racetrack, he's just going to come right into that right rear quarter panel of the 2 ride, and that's just going to right rear him right up into the Geico restart zone outside fence there, and see the heavy contact there between those two, and heavy contact here for the 97 ride of Sean Cozier, as Cozier quite a ways behind this one, and unfortunately he's just going to see the damage, the smoke here. He's going to try to get down onto the apron to avoid it, and Jeremy Vaughn, thinking that the 97 was going to go through the middle, comes down the racetrack onto the apron. Unfortunately, nowhere to go for really either of those drivers. Unfortunately, neither of them could get onto the brakes quick enough to avoid the damage, and that will bring out the caution flag here once again, and that will make some yellow flag pit stops. So pretty much everybody down pit side here getting worked on to their rides. First car off of pit lane is that 1 ride, or 44 ride of John Ross, as Ross on a mission here this evening, trying to get that sim motion. Majors Garage, Ross Racing 99 ride into victory lane here this evening, as he is a one-man show here at the front of the field. Has been leading a lot of laps, been putting on a great show and a great race here for us all evening long. Christopher DeWald going to come out in second with Adam Pettit, Zach Lockett, John McNeil, Christian Delgado, Timothy Stubblefield, Michael Madden, Leroy Koblenz, and Chris Smith. Our top 10 here coming out of pit lane. John Fowler, Doug Sigmund, Russell Martin Jr., Gary Wright, Blake Murray, Andrew Ainsley, Ty Dickinson, Rick Kennedy, Sean Jessic, and Ronald Lousy. Our top 10 out there on the racetrack. I do believe this Black Rifle Coffee Company number 15 ride of Ronald Lousy, I do believe he will be getting the free pass and back onto the lead lap. So that will mean that we're going to restart here with 20 drivers on the lead lap here in this one. Unfortunately for Cody DeForge, he's going to be stuck a lap down, still going to have to battle for that next lucky dog. Same with James Smith. Bryce Dickinson down pit side in the E&T Farms number 84 ride, as he's looking to have a quick pit stop and roll back up there on the racetrack. Jeremy Vaughn parked down pit side, heavy damage on that 2 ride. 54, Elaine Phillips back in 25th. Charles Barnes in his NLR and or Team No Love number 21 ride. The early days of NLR, they were Team No Love and not Next Level Racing, and Charles Barnes sporting the old paint scheme here in this race. And Keith Acme, who was up at the front of the field, having a great day here as well. Unfortunately, down behind pit wall. I do believe the 71 ride rolling back up there on the racetrack. Unfortunately for Franco Berry, back in the 28th position. Doug Roth there in 29th. Joey Gatina in the 8 is in the 30th spot. Sean Cozier down pit sides in 31st, with Daniel Doe off the track in 32nd. James McRae in position number 33. Joe Hudson, last week's winner, in 34th. And Nathan Smith, our Atlanta winner early in the season, back in position number 35, bringing up the rear of the field. So already we see a couple of our race winners early in the season running into issues here. Nathan Smith back in 35th. Joe Hudson there in 34th. We see the number 71 of Grant Goberry a couple laps down, back in the 28th position. O'Berry's already got 4 checkered flags here in the series, and unfortunately he is deep in this one, and I don't think he's going to have a chance to come back, unfortunately, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back here in this one. Long pit. I had to pee, says Ty Dickinson. Oh, no, Ty. Brother, we need to get you a catheter or something. Love getting junked. Yes, Jeremy, my boy, that's a tough break right there, brother. That's a tough break right there. I'm sure you and Keith are possibly on the same level right now as both you guys unfortunately getting some heavy contact, unfortunate contact, and took him around and took him for a ride there in this race. And I'm sure you guys are probably not having the best of days right now. See with Nathan Smith and the rest of the NLR boys just not having the runs that you guys were definitely hoping for. As we are back to green flag racing, Christopher DeWald, though, having himself a great run as, oh, look out, the 44, John Ross almost losing it out at corner number 2. Almost sent Adam Pettit for a wild ride there as he went shooting down the racetrack there. Let's see if we can take a look back at it as, man, oh man, not the restart that we've come to see from the 44 ride here of John Ross, as Christopher DeWald stays right there with him, gets a good jump as well. A little bit of a crazy jump going 3 wide here on the start of this restart here. The 31 ride jumping to the outside here. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure if that one will be penalized or not, as he definitely fires first. Everyone's still in line. He's already up out of the line here. There's the 44 ride just going, and he's already 3 wide here to the outside of the 93 ride. Even before they get out of the Geico restart zone there, he gets a big jump here and quickly jumps to the outside of the 93 and the 82, and he gets right to the back bumper here of our race leader, John Ross, and that's really what might put the pressure on him here, as there's a good run down the inside for the 82 ride, Christopher DeWald. But you watch John Ross right there get super loose, make some contact right there. Everyone bouncing around trying to keep themselves out of trouble, and luckily enough, John Ross was able to keep his handle on that car and even pointing in the right direction, and currently still out there on the racetrack rolling in that second spot, as you see Christopher DeWald able to jump up and take that race lead here as DeWald out in front. John Ross there in second. John McNeil having a great run there in third, and here comes Michael Madden in that 17 ride as Madden right there taking a good look down to the inside here, trying to work himself up into position number 3. Christian Delgado there in that 5th position as Zach Lockett down to his inside. Leroy Koblenz, Timothy Stubblefield, Adam Pettit, and Blake Murray, our top 10 here. The best runner, one of the newcomers here in the series. House of Speed, Grip Acme Live, Papa Mike Promotions, NLR, number 83 ride, the Harley Davidson machine, rolling out there on the racetrack inside the top 10 here. So a good first appearance for that 83 ride here this evening. He's right there in 10th out in front. Our race leader, Christopher DeWald. He's looking to join his teammate in the Liberty University rides in victory lane, as Greg O'Berry's teammates already picked up 4 checkered flags. I know DeWald would love to join him in that victory circle one of these races and park himself in victory lane. Lock himself into the playoffs with that 71 ride, and he's looking to try to get it done here at Kansas Speedways. DeWald leads the way. John Ross right there behind him. John McNeil there in third, as a pair of Johns in that second and third position. Christian Delgado, Michael Madden, our top 5, as Zach Lockett in the New Jersey Devils 93 ride slides back to 6. Blake Murray now up into position number 7, as some heavy smoke here at a corner number 2. 83 ride slow on the racetrack, and we do see the yellow flag fly, so caution flag to come back out. Looks like Adam Pettit in the 46 ride running some issues here as the Anything EC ride. Oh, he's going to get clipped there and took it out as well. 3 cars right in front of that number 83 machine, as it looks like Leroy Koblenz here is going to lose the handle of that 42 ride coming out of corner number 2. And unfortunately for Leroy, he is going to go for a bit of a wild ride here. I do believe Timothy Stubblefield right there going to get collected, as well as, yeah, the 42 just unfortunately gets loose coming out of corner number 2. Right rears that 46 right hard up into the outside fence there. And you see Timothy Stubblefield, He goes for a ride down on the apron here as well. The 42 and the 92 trying to keep themselves from getting into the inside wall. A little bit of damage there, packing it into the inside fence there for the 92 ride, but doesn't look like too much damage there for Subs Nation ride. And unfortunately, though, for the 46 ride of Pettit, gets a ton of damage here in the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC ride, as that Scar Candy Machine just unfortunately heavy front end damage there. Goes for a couple loop-de-loops and gets stopped there on the racetrack, letting everyone go by before starting to roll again as heavy damage got to head down pit side. We're getting stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Work my way back after my misjudge early, and then, well, yeah, unfortunately, Jeremy, man, it looked like you had a very good, strong car, though, brother. You had a good, strong car. We saw you up there, led some laps, before, during the green flag pit stops and everything, and looked like you were trying to set yourself up for a good day, as Mr. Hackney says, it's just, not meant for me to finish a damn race in this league. Oh well, at least I had the baddest ride in the track. Yes sir, it's definitely a beautiful looking 91 ride again this evening, man. Keith, you always show up to the racetrack with very good looking rides, very fast cars as well, and yeah, just cannot catch a break. A lot of drivers, I think, in the series so far this season have been having that same notion, just no luck, wrong place at the wrong time, and unfortunately getting collected in other people's incidences out there on the racetrack, and definitely not a spot you ever want to be out there on the track. As we will get them stacked up, re-racked, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one, as out in front, Christopher DeWalt, John Ross, John McNeil, Christian Delgado, Michael Madden, Zach Lockett, Timothy Stubblefield, Blake Murray, Doug Sigmund, and Chris Smith are top 10 here in this one. Our top 10 out there on the racetrack, getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here, as we're having a good time. We're having a good time, says Ty Dickinson. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time, Ty. Listen, brother, I saw you just down pit side there. You're getting a little splash of gas. May not be a bad idea. Drivers may get close on fuel mileage here. 30-something laps left to go, 33 laps left to go, this time by the start-finish line. So could get very tight on fuel for some of these guys who haven't came down pit side in the last 5, 10, 15 laps on the racetrack. So could be very interesting, could be pretty wild to see what will play out here late in this race, and if fuel strategy becomes a big major player in this one.
Fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary's Throats, where every experience matters.
Alrighty, as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, is out in front. Christopher DeWalt back onto the loud pedal, down through the Geico restart zone. A great restart there for the 82 ride, as he's looking to open up a bit of a lead here once again between himself and John Ross. As Ross there in second. Here comes the 48 and the 31 as Christian Delgado to the outside of John McNeil, as McNeil going to slide back to position number 4, and he's going to be looking for more here, as here comes John Ross, a big run down to the inside of the 82 of Christopher DeWalt. DeWalt trying to hang on to the top spot here, is down across the line, almost a photo across the line right there, as those two were very close door to door down the front straightaway, but Christopher DeWalt with the advantage here on the outside lane, getting all that extra momentum. The 44 rider John Ross trying to get right there onto him, trying to take a little of that side draft, slow him down ever so slightly, and trying to use that to his advantage to try to jump up here and make one of these passes to get back out in front. DeWald is not going to go down easily, though, as he gets these big momentum runs down the straightaways. He's able to stay out in front of the 44 ride, and John Ross continuing to work that inside lane as here comes Delgado. In the 31 right there in third, Zach Lockett now up into fourth as you see the 17 right on Michael Madden. Back up inside the top 5, John McNeil there in position number 6. Blake Murray with a great run here as he's in that 7th position on the racetrack. Timothy Stubblefield right there with him in the 8th spot. Doug Sigmund, Chris Smith, our top 10 out there on the racetrack as you see Adam Pettit, John Fowler, Russell Martin Jr., Gary Wright, Sean Jessic. Rounding out our top 15, then we see Ty Dickinson, Andrew Hainsley, Leroy Kolblitz, Ronald Lousy, Cody DeForge. Back there rounding out our top 20s, I do believe Cody DeForge, the first car 1 lap down out there on the track. So a tough break there for Cody DeForge, but he's currently in that free pass position. If another caution flag flies, he could be in position to get that lucky dog and back onto the lead lap here. James Smith, Bryce Dickinson right there in the next 2 spots as they try to hunt down each other for these free passes out there on the racetrack. Is currently right now Bryce Dickinson battling here with Ty Dickinson and the 71 of Greg O'Berry. Unfortunately for Bryce and Greg, they're both a lap down out there on the racetrack. Actually 2 laps down here, I do believe, for Bryce Dickinson. Lane Phillips out there as well. Charles Barnes, Greg O'Berry there in the 25th position. Rick Candy Jr. down pit side. Doug Roth back out there on the racetrack in 27th. Jeremy Vaughn in 28th. Hackney off the track in the 29th spot. Joey Gattina, Sean Cozier, Daniel Doe, James McRae, Joe Hudson, and Nathan Smith bringing up the rear of the field here in this one as Christopher DeWald continuing to lead the way here. DeWald out in front, showing them how to get it done here in this one. As man, what a run and what a drive for that number 82, man, as he's been putting on some big moves, making some big drives around the racetrack here, and he's been able to find a ton of momentum and keeping himself out in front, and he continues to impress out there on the racetrack, man. He is continuing to put down some very good lap times, trying to stretch out his lead more and more and more. Man, it's going to be wild to see what he can do late in this race, see if he can try to hold off the rest of the field, and if any kind of fuel mileage really does become an issue here on the evening. Fuel may be an issue late in this race. We'll have to wait and see if drivers start to turn down their throttle pedal and see if they start to try to coast a little bit more around the racetrack to make it to the end. We may see another caution flag before the end of this race, which could really open it up here for drivers that have to come down pit side and drivers that maybe try to risk it, stay out, and see if they can use their fuel mileage to maybe pick up a win or a better finish. And look back through the field, some of these drivers that may be able to take those chances. John Fowler, Russell Martin Jr., Ty Dickinson, Gary Wright, Doug Stigman, all drivers, and Andrew Hainsley, Leroy Kolblitz, drivers that could take a bit of a wild chance here and not coming down pit side late in the race, or coming down pit side and putting tires on if everyone else doesn't, and just trying to make major swings, major different pit strategies here late in this run to maybe see if they can use it to their advantage to maybe sneak out a win or at least a very solid finish here on the evening. Out in front, Christopher DeWald leads the way here. John Ross there in second. Christian Delgado in third, and Zach Lockett there in position number 4. A bit of a gap back to our 5th place driver, Michael Madden. Is Madden back there in position number 5. Another huge shadow here to the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 17 ride, as Michael Madden was able to clinch the championship in the HCK Beagles Truck Series last night here on PeaceMaker Gaming. A huge shout out to him and all of his fans in the stands and friends, family, and any of his teammates and Crew and sponsors. Huge shout out to them as he was able to pick up a major championship last night after 20 hard-fought races. And Michael Madden's going to be one of those drivers looking for possible a championship run here in this series as well, and having another good solid day up inside the top 5 as of right now as he rolls out there on the racetrack. Christopher DeWald, though, out in front trying to hold off John Ross and Christian Delgado here at the front of the field as the lead starting to shrink here ever so slightly. John Ross reeling him back in at the front of the field as they get ready for a bit of a battle here. We're down to about 20 laps left to go next time by the start-finish line. So we're going to jump into a very quick and final PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up the volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. for the lead right now on the racetrack. It is Christopher DeWalt continuing to lead the way in the 82 ride as John Ross in tow. Christian Delgado there in position number 3 right there, trying to reel them in. Zach Lockett back there in that 4th spot, starting to fall back ever so slightly from the top 3 here. Then a big gap back to our 5th place driver, Michael Madden. Adam Pettit there in the 6th spot with Sean Jessic right there behind him in that 19 ride. Blake Murray there in position number 8 on the racetrack. We see a good battle back here just inside the top 10 as Chris Smith, John Fowler, Ty Dickinson all going to battle here. As Ty Dickinson, unfortunately, right now on the outside of the top 10 looking in as he's trying to see these two battle in front of him. He's trying to reel them in and work himself inside the top 10 here in this one. Timothy Stubblefield there in the 12th position. You see Leroy Colville and Sean McNeil sliding backwards there in 14th. Russell Martin Jr., our top 15 here. And then you see Gary Wright, Andrew Hainsley, Doug Sigmund, and Ronald Lousy, the last driver on the lead lap. Cody DeForge, the first car, 1 lap down out there on the racetrack. James Smith also a lap down in the 21st position. Bryce Dickinson a couple laps down there in 22nd. Lane Phillips in 23rd. Charles Barnes there in 24th, and Grango Berry rounding out our top 25. But out in front, it's all Christopher DeWalt. As DeWalt looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here this evening with only 9 more laps left to go. 8 more this next time by the start-finish line. So 8 more laps here for the 82 ride to try to pick up the checkered flag here this evening. Now this is where things may get very interesting. These drivers towards the front of the field, they have not been letting off. They have not been driving easy out there. I'm not sure if fuel mileage is going to be tight or not, but it may become a factor in this race. If fuel mileage really becomes a tight thing for these drivers, we could see them run into issues here before our checkered flag. And some drivers may have that sitting in the back of their mind here with the wait and see if we start to see cars possibly coming down pit side, or if we start to see drivers run out of fuel there on the racetrack. See Zach Lockett. He's backed it down quite a bit here. Michael Madden may have been playing conserve mode here for quite a while. He may have been off the gas here, maybe not trying to stick with our race leaders too much, as there goes the 97 ride back around here. You see Jeremy Vaughn also down pit side. Unfortunately for the 97 rider, Sean Cozier, he's been down pit side quite a few times. Quite a bit of damage on the day for that 97 ride. So I don't think I'd take him into consideration, but these drivers towards the front of the field, they may be at risk here in Zach Lockett, Michael Madden. They have been taking it a little bit easy the last 20, 30 laps, so they could be, this could be playing right into their hands here late in this race. As this could get a very, very interesting run late in the race here, as Christopher DeWalt down at corner number 4 is going to head down towards the Kansas Speedway victory or start finish line here. Click off another lap and see 5 more laps left to go. So time is running out here for some other drivers to maybe start to save some fuel, as you do see the 44 rider John Ross did not get into corner number 1 there very well. He may be backing his corners up. It may be an issue here. He may be realizing that that fuel may be a little bit tighter than what he thought, but maybe not. He's still sticking on it here. He's not letting that 82 ride really run away with it here. We do see John Fowler now into the 9th spot. Ty Dickinson right there behind him in position number 10. Chris Smith going to slide back to the 11th spot there on the racetrack, as Leroy Colville right there behind him, up 20 spots on the track, started back in the 32nd position. Now finds himself there in position number 12. Currently our hard charger out there on the racetrack, so some big moves there for that number 42 ride, as he's up inside the top 12 right now, having a great run. Is out in front, having a great run is this 82 ride. We thought for quite a while John Ross may be the car to beat here this evening. We didn't think anyone was really going to have something more abide a little bit of pit strategy or anything else, and Christopher DeWalt finding another gear late in this race, making the pass for the lead here. on the restart, able to take the top spot away from the 44 ride, and he hasn't looked back since he made that move and consumed this race lead. So whether it's not the fresh air that's on the front of the hood here of the 82, or if he's just worked on this car and gotten it better and better and better, it's down across the line. These drivers are not backing down with 2 more laps left to go. They're going to drive their cars until they are absolutely out of fuel, and it may get tighter than what you're thinking out there. It may get very, very tight as the 82 down the back straightaway. First looked like he was limping there a little bit. We do see Lane Phillips down pit side here. So the number 54 ride down pit road as Christopher DeWald, nice and easy out of quarter number 4. He's only going to make it 1 more lap. Is this time by the start-finish line? He sees that white flag fly. The next flag will end it no matter what, yellow flag or checkered flag. The next flag will end this race, and right now, sitting in the catbird seat, it's the 82 of Christopher DeWald as he takes that Liberty University Exalta number 82 ride for the final time into quarter number 3. And out of quarter number 4, John Ross trying to reel him in. He can't get there. It's going to be Christopher DeWald who picks up the checkered flag here at Kansas Speedway. A great run and a great drive here for the 82 ride as DeWald gets it done and parks his Liberty University ride in to victory lane in the Slingshot Sim Racing Series, presented to you by Race City Racing Memorabilia. DeWald gets it done. John Ross there in second. Christian Delgado there in third. Zach Lockett, Adam Pettit, our top 5. Then we see Michael Madden, Sean Jessic, Blake Murray with a great run in his first race of the series. There in 8th, John Fowler in 9th, and Ty Dickinson rounding out our top 10. But it's all Christopher DeWald here in this one as DeWald gets it done, picks up the win, and he is going to burn down the hill. Here comes his teammate, our 4-time winner in the series already, to congratulate him, help him burn it down here as 71 rider Grango Berry. He's pretty pumped for this one as well. He has been waiting for his teammate to get into victory lane, and he's finally able to see that 82 ride pick up a dub and lock himself into our Slingshot Sim Racing Series playoffs. So a great run, a great drive there for DeWald as we'll get ready to jump up into the broadcast booth here with our top 3 finishers here for some post-race interviews. Post-race interviews coming up next. You'll hear it first here from that 82 ride as we'll wait patiently for him to jump up into the waiting room, and we'll get him up here into the booth for post-race interview. Man, what a run and what a drive there for that 82 ride. He's going to be absolutely pumped, bringing that Victory Motorsports ride into victory lane here. Their 5th win of the season, and going to be feeling pretty happy about that one. Alrighty, as we see John Ross and Christian Boss up in the waiting room. We're waiting for our race winner to jump up into the top 3 room as well. So wait for him to get in there, and then we'll pull him in for their post-race interviews, man. It's what a run, what an exciting finish there, man. These guys put on one wild race here at Kansas Speedway, and he's going to pull it into his pit stall here and get ready to party with the crew and jump up here into the booth for post-race interviews, man. What a run and what a race right there. If you guys enjoyed the racing action, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we're going to get ready to pull our race winner up into the booth here. If he doesn't jump in here soon enough, we may pull in our second or third place finishers here first. As yeah, we might do that quickly. All right, we're going to pull in our second place finisher first. John Ross waiting patiently here in the Discord. We're going to pull John up into the broadcast booth. Hey, John, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
We have you.
John, man, a great run and a great drive for you all evening long. We see you lead a lot of laps here this evening, and unfortunately they're, fairly late in this race, about 40 or so laps left to go. that you get a little loose at a corner number 2, it really opens up the door for the 82 to jump up and take this race lead away from you. From that point on, he's really able to control the the air on the front of your car and making it a little bit harder for you to make that pass to get back around him here. And unfortunately, you just couldn't find what you needed there to get back around that 82 ride to bring yourself into victory lane this evening, man. But you got to be pretty happy with a very solid second place finish.
Yeah, it was a good run. I did. Coming off of 2, I missed a shift, or my shifter didn't shift. I screwed something up, and then Christian gave me a shot going into 1, and I think maybe I overdrove it a little on exit of 2, just to try, because I seen the 82 was beside of me, and that's really all it takes here. Like it was funny because sometimes you can run official races here, or even open sets, and the bottom line is strong. Even the middle line sometimes. And here it was just a 1 lane. I think we had plenty of speed there and we could get up beside of them, but we just can't get the drive. The top was so fast on exit. So as long as the person just held the line, there was really nothing you could do but kind of follow in their tire tracks. But we'll take a second.
Absolutely nothing wrong with a solid second place performance on the day, John, as you get yourself up into another podium finish here after, we saw you miss a week. We saw you have some unfortunate breaks out there like a lot of drivers in the league, and it's going to feel good to kind of get up there, have a great run, a great performance, and be able to finish it out as well with a second place run without really running into too many issues on the racetrack.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had some accidents, some wrecks there, but we also had some long green flag runs. It was good to be able to run it out to the end, and Christian, our teammate, comes home in 3rd there as well. So it was a great night for Wildman Racing, and really the league. I think it probably played pretty well on TV because it was a heck of a battle there at the end.
Absolutely a great battle and a great race here between you guys there at the front of the field as you guys duked it out here late in the race. You come up one spot shy, though. You settle in for a second place finish. John, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
Yeah, first of all, for you and putting on the broadcast, I think it really drives a lot of participation in the league, not only from the drivers but people that can watch. And so I want to thank you first, John, for putting on the league. These things are not easy to do. So John's we stubbed our toe a little bit in the beginning, but I think we got some really good racing in now, and it's kind of a team effort. It takes a village. We've got people that are tracking team points, people that are on committees, and we're doing what we can. So we have some really good racing to come to. I want to thank my Wildman team and Christian and Leroy and Jackson. He's not here tonight, but he's a fantastic racer. We appreciate everything that he does too. And just a couple of sponsors that's on the car, and that's USSimMotion.com. If you need anything, if you'll go in and use code 802, you get 5% off any sort of sim gear. And then Majors Garage, use code Ross99 if you're doing some open sets. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, John. Congratulations on the second place run here this evening. Hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth more and more throughout the rest of the series, and maybe one of these nights we'll see you up here in victory lane yourself.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, the number 44 of John Ross, as Ross comes home here in position number 2. We'll get ready to pull in our race winner, though, the 82 ride of Christopher DeWald, as he's waiting patiently here in the victory lane. We'll pull this 82 ride up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Chris, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth to get a copy.
Sir.
Chris, man, what a run, what a race. Take us back through this one as you're able to battle yourself up towards the front of the field, and on one of those restarts, you finally get a good front row start here on the inside of that 44 right of John Ross, and you're able to beat him down through quarter 1 and 2, and he gets a little loose out of quarter number 2, which really helped you jump up and take this race lead away, and once you got it, you never looked back. Even though they had the pressure on your back bumper, you never faltered, you never really made those mistakes, and you're able to hold them off here for basically the final 40 laps of this feature event. Bring yourself into victory lane.
Yeah, it was the 44 was class of the field tonight, so I knew it was going to be a battle trying to get around him. I don't know what happened on that restart, but I was able to get a jump out front, cleared him coming off of 2, and then from there it was just hit my marks and do the best I could.
Absolutely, and you do that absolutely perfectly. You pull yourself up into victory lane here at Kansas Speedway, and we saw you down there on the front straightaway, joined by your teammate there, Greg O'Berry. Obviously, a very couple misfortunate breaks there for O'Berry tonight, but he's already found victory lane 4 times this season, and you've been nipping at your right on the edge of your seat every single one of these races, just waiting for your time to maybe jump up there and get a win yourself, as you've been so close. You've been right there on his back bumper. A couple second place finishes, a couple podium finishes here already in the series, man. What does it mean to get this win, and knowing that you get to join your teammate already locked in to the playoffs?
Yeah, it's definitely a relief. Can kind of maybe throw some different strategies out there in the next few races. Can be a little more relaxed and not push so hard. Trying to get those wins, try to get that win, get that sealed, and then you can kind of try some different stuff from there. Yeah, I've been working a lot with Greg and the guys at Victory Motorsports, doing some practice, so that's been a ton of help. And I really appreciate all their help and their insight.
Absolutely, definitely a lot of great work, a lot of good teamwork out there on the racetrack as you're able to pull yourself up into victory lane here in this one. Christopher, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening, getting the win at Kansas Speedway?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Just be able to do this without the blessings from Him. And then want to thank my my teammates, Greg and Zach, and then our alliance with Victor Motorsports. Want to thank them. Also want to thank John for continuing to put this on. It's been really we've gotten a lot better throughout the weeks. It's been very refreshing and starting to really look forward to these races. I want to thank you for broadcasting and for putting this on for us so that we can come out here and hopefully put on a good show for everybody watching. So yeah, thank you, appreciate it, and looking forward to more races.
Absolutely, Christopher. We look forward to seeing you up here in the broadcast booth more and more throughout the season, as now you get to focus a little bit more on trying to get some of those bonus points for the playoffs, picking up those additional wins, and really just building up that momentum and starting to stack those pennies to help yourself through the playoffs and in towards that championship race. I know you want to be a part of the championship run and trying to pick up a championship here in this series, and we look forward to seeing how it all plays out and how this 82 ride continues to perform week after week after week. Is a heck of a show and a heck of a strong performance here in this one. We can't wait to see you back out there next Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night, and congratulations on picking up the win here in this one.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Christopher DeWald, as he gets it done and picks up the win here this evening. As the 82 ride picks up the win, we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher. Waiting here down pit side, still up there on the racetrack. We'll get ready to pull that 31 ride into the broadcast booth as Christian Delgado coming home here in position number 3. Hey, Christian, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Christian, man, a great run and a great race here for you all evening long, as that 31 ride super fast just there at the end. Just looked like he quite didn't have enough to be able to make that pass on the 44 ride of John Ross and give yourself that opportunity to go after our eventual race winner, the 82 of Christopher DeWald, man. But a very solid top 3 run here this evening.
Yeah, we're pretty quick all throughout the run. I felt like we had a good long run car versus a short run car. It seemed like, a lot of people were way more aggressive on the starts, trying to make up spots and everything else, where I was kind of content running where I was and then making up spots as people, killed their tires a little bit more. But yeah, definitely had our mixed bags of emotions. We accidentally got into the 91 of Keith, just trying to side draft and just didn't do it right. Obviously, we caused a big wreck at the start. So to anybody that was involved in that, I mean, my apologies. Obviously, mistakes happen, and I understand being upset, but obviously mistakes happen. But besides that, we're up front. Most of the time, we drove our way through the field after getting that ear well, and we're really quick. Towards the end there, I know John needs the points. I think I was quicker than Chris and John, but I know John needs the points more than I do. I already have a win. I'm locked in, luckily, from that good teamwork at Daytona. So was just kind of okay sitting in third right there. I was hoping John could have um, uh, made something happen up there, but as we saw with the beautiful broadcast, just Chris did a really good job air blocking John, putting his car in the perfect spots where John couldn't get to him. And when he did get to him, he just kind of pushed him out in front. But can't complain about a podium, and yeah, this will definitely help us up in the points, trying to stay up there within the top five-ish in points.
Absolutely, always trying to stack those pennies and continue to get good runs and strong performances and any types of bonus points you can get towards the playoffs here. But right there, trying to help your teammate in the season, getting a win here. But unfortunately, John Roch is coming up that one spot short. And as you're talking, aerodynamically, it gets very, very tough to pass here at Kansas Speedway. Once you really start to get a little bit more single file up towards that outside lane, it really becomes tougher and tougher and tougher to make those, dive bombs and trying to make those passes down on the inside lane as the tires have started to fall off and everyone's, a little bit more, loose and slipping and sliding down there. It gets a little bit more treacherous trying to make a big run down to the inside of somebody without washing up the racetrack and getting into.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I found out that you can run the bottom of 2 and 4 and at least get even going to the start finish line, but especially if you overuse your stuff there, I mean, you're kind of just stuck running behind, hoping that the guy in front makes a mistake, which is really easy to do, especially at Kansas. If you just overdrive the corner just that little bit, I mean, you can get in the wall, and especially here with the wall being kind of the preferred lane, when you get into it, it kind of grabs you and holds you in. You kind of have to yank the car off, which loses you a bunch of speed. But yeah, um, definitely, like I said, can't complain about a P3, and really excited about this race as it's my home track, one of my favorite tracks on the service. But um, yeah, can't wait for Darlington next week. One of my favorite tracks, and hopefully we can go up there and get a decent finish there.
Absolutely, as I'm sure next week we'll see lots of Darlington stripes there in the Mother's Day, series races. I know NASCAR races on Mother's Day. We don't race on Mother's Day, but the Wednesday following, and we look forward to seeing everyone back in attendance and everyone duking it out, trying to pick up the wins. But man, a great run, a solid performance here for you today. Christian, who would you like to thank for such a great performance?
Yeah, first of all, I have to, thank my Wildman teammates of John Ross obviously coming up and picking up that P2. Got to thank Leroy recovering to a P11 after getting caught up in a couple of things. So really good run for him. I know he hasn't had the best luck in here. And then also have to give a huge shout out to Jackson Carr. Obviously you couldn't race tonight. Had some stuff going on, but obviously very quick here. Already getting a win here, locking himself in the playoffs. But also have to shout out my sponsors: Track Racer, High Velocity TV, Steel Car, Steel Car Detailing, Butt Kicker, and then we just got a new sponsor up on board with SimMotionUS.com. With them. So thank you guys for coming up on board and helping out the Wildman guys. Also have to shout out the Bean Team. Thank you, Jeff, Sully, Jackson, all the guys over there for putting everything together. We're gonna have a Nürburgring 24 team this next Friday going up, and hopefully we can get a good run there. But lastly, you got to shout out John Fowler for running the league. It was pretty bumpy at the start of the season, but as the weeks go on, I think things are starting to, people are starting to find their pace. John is starting to figure out what he wants the league to look like, and I know he does. He works his butt off behind the scenes trying to make things the best he can, and it's definitely really hard as a one-man team to do that. So thank you, John. We appreciate everything you do here and everything else. Also have to shout out the admins and the race control for everything they do. They don't have to show up, they don't have to help out, and they go out of their way to help John with all that. So we also appreciate what you guys do. And lastly, we got to shout out you for putting on this great broadcast every week. I definitely enjoy coming back, and I look forward to coming back and watching the races when I, have a good one, of course. And yeah, we all appreciate what you do here, especially as a one-man team. I know it's very, it can be a handful, especially when the racing gets a little plainer and boring. But luckily, we had a good, exciting finish tonight. But once again, we appreciate everything you do here, putting on this great broadcast.
Absolutely, brother. It's always my pleasure to watch you guys out there on the racetrack and have it all in the fans in the stands cheering you guys on. Always makes it that much better as well. Christian, you know, a lot of people up in the grandstands cheering you on here this evening, and after a great run, a great performance here at your home track, put on a great show for us, man. It's got to feel pretty dang good, and we can't wait to see you back out there at Darlington, and maybe we'll see you right back up here at the broadcast booth, maybe a couple spots better, and back up in victory lane yourself.
Yeah, we can't wait. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too, buddy.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Christian Delgado. As Christian coming home here in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there for that 31 ride. As unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that will bring it to the end here for us this evening. But huge shout-outs to Charles Colby Barnes, Billy Tabor, Bindu Hackney, all coming in showing the love with the reactions on the stream. Thank you guys for coming in showing the love here in this one. Everyone that came in with the likes, the comments, the shares, I appreciate each and every one of you. Blaze Shoeman Blaze coming in with the thumbs up here on the broadcast as well. How are you, Blaze? Blaze coming in showing the big love here as well. I see Greg O'Berry over there says, "Attaboy, Chris, congratulations on the win." As yeah, huge win right there for Christopher DeWald as he's able to pick up the win here this evening. He's able to park himself into victory lane, and what a run, what a performance there for Christopher DeWald getting it done here in this one. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this evening. If you haven't, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on the YouTube channel. I will see you guys all back here tomorrow for some more crazy action, as we'll probably get something going, maybe a little Call of Duty or something tomorrow evening. We'll be trying to get live and try to get you guys some more amazing content here on PeaceMaker Gaming. But unfortunately, that is it for us this evening, and I'll see you guys back here in the next one. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What a run, what a race, what a show!
Scary strokes!
Oh, my boy Russell coming in as well over there on YouTube says, finally finished one of these son of bitches. Let's go. Laugh my ass off. And yeah, we almost forgot too, Russell. It's a good thing you popped in here, because we almost forgot. We gotta give get our butt crack motorsports random number giveaway here. So we got a little giveaway for some of the drivers. We got 35 drivers start the race here this evening. So let's pull that down. Let's pull that into view here for everyone to see. So 35 drivers. We're going to hit it a bunch of times, kind of get a reset here, and then we will stop it. We'll let you know when the next spin, the next generate, the next number it lands on, that will be the, the respective finishing position of a lucky winner here this evening. So we're going to hit it a bunch of times, kind of get this going. There you go. We're going to stop it right there. So the next generate will be our lucky winner of the Butt Crack Motorsports giveaway here this evening. And it's position 25. Position 25 is the winner of that giveaway. So huge shout out. I don't know who finished in 25th, but whoever finished 25th is going to earn themselves an extra little bit of a payday here this evening, brought to you by Butt Crack Motorsports. So huge shout out to them. Huge shout out to our 25th place finisher, who I'm not even sure who came 25th. I do believe that's Greg O'Berry. Man, all this guy does is win. Even when he doesn't win, this guy wins. Greg O'Berry. Wowzers. Man, this guy's got a lucky horseshoe up his butt. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me when you get your payday, Greg. We call those 4 big wins for you already. No, I'm just kidding. But man, a great run, a great race, and a great drive all evening long here by all these drivers. And I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. And I will catch you guys all back here in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters.